Only about 1% of IELTS candidates worldwide ever achieve a Band 9 in IELTS speaking. In this video, you will hear a student give Band 9 answers to questions asked by the examiner. I have guided thousands of students to Band 7, Band 8, and even Band 9 in IELTS speaking, so I know exactly what separates high performers from average ones. Let's see how you can use this Band 9 model to upgrade your own speaking performance. Somewhere in the video, I will give you Band 9 bonus tips. Part 1. Introduction and Interview. Good afternoon. My name is Oliver Brent. What is your full name?
Good afternoon. My full name is Daniel Fernando, but most people just call me Daniel.
What do you do for a living?
I currently work as a software engineer for a fintech company. My role involves developing applications that make online banking more secure and user-friendly.
How did you choose your current job or profession?
Well, I've always been fascinated by technology. As a teenager, I loved solving puzzles and experimenting with coding. So pursuing computer science at university felt like a natural choice. Over time, I realized that fintech was an exciting area because it combines technology with something people use every single day: money.
What do you enjoy most about your work?
What I genuinely enjoy is the problem-solving aspect. There's something very rewarding about tackling a complex issue, writing a solution, and then seeing it improve someone's experience. On top of that, the field evolves so quickly that I'm constantly learning, which keeps me motivated.
Are there any challenges you face in your job?
Definitely. One challenge is staying up to date with the rapid pace of technological change. New tools, frameworks, and security threats appear almost daily. It requires continuous learning and sometimes working long hours, which can be mentally exhausting.
Do you think you will continue working in this field in the future?
Yes, I think so. The tech industry is expanding, and fintech in particular has a huge future. That being said, I might shift into a leadership role or even start my own company eventually, but I see myself staying within the technology sector.
How do you balance your work and personal life?
It can be tricky, but I make a conscious effort to set boundaries. For instance, I avoid checking work emails after a certain hour, and I dedicate weekends to family, friends, and hobbies like cycling. Having that clear separation really helps me recharge.
If you could change one thing about your job, what would it be?
If I could change something, it would probably be the unpredictability of deadlines. Sometimes projects are pushed forward without much notice, which puts pressure on the team. A bit more structured planning would make the job less stressful.
Part 2. Cue card. Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1-2 minutes. You have 1 minute to prepare. You can take notes if you want. Describe a recent law implemented in your country that had a big impact on it. You should say, what is the law? How do you know about it? How has it changed your country? 1 minute for preparation is over. Please begin when you are ready.
One recent law in my country that has had a big impact is the ban on single-use plastics, such as plastic bags and straws. It came into effect about a year ago. I first heard the news, and then it became quite noticeable in daily life. Suddenly, supermarkets stopped providing plastic bags, and restaurants replaced plastic straws with paper or reusable ones. The main goal of the law is to reduce plastic pollution, which has been a huge problem for the environment, especially since a lot of waste used to end up in rivers and oceans. At first, there was some resistance from people who found it inconvenient, but gradually, the public started adapting by carrying reusable bags and bottles. In terms of impact, I'd say it's been quite positive. Many businesses have become more innovative, offering biodegradable packaging or encouraging customers to bring their own containers. On a larger scale, I think it's raised awareness about sustainability. People now talk more about recycling and the long-term effects of waste, which I believe is a step in the right direction. Personally, I support the law. It might feel inconvenient at first, but small lifestyle changes can lead to much bigger benefits for society and the planet. Overall, I think it's a law that will leave a lasting positive impact.
Part 3. Discussion. Abstract topics. Do you think it's important to teach children about rules and laws? Why or why not?
Absolutely. Rules and laws provide structure, and children need to understand early on why they exist. If children learn that laws are not just restrictions, but ways of ensuring fairness and safety, they are more likely to respect them as they grow older.
At what age do you think children should start learning about laws and rules, and why?
I'd say from primary school, perhaps around 6 or 7. At that age, children already understand the concept of right and wrong. So introducing simple rules, like why we wear seatbelts or why stealing is wrong, makes sense. As they grow older, the complexity of the laws they're taught can increase.
Should it be compulsory for children to know the laws?
To some extent, yes. While it's unrealistic for children to know every law, they should at least be familiar with the fundamental ones that directly affect their daily lives. For instance, traffic rules, basic rights, and the importance of respecting public property.
How do you think children feel when they see someone breaking a rule or law?
Often, they're confused or even distressed. Children have a strong sense of fairness, so when they see someone littering or breaking traffic rules, they naturally question why adults don't follow the same standards they're taught.
Should children be taught what to do if they see someone breaking the law?
Yes, but with caution. For example, children shouldn't be encouraged to directly intervene in dangerous situations, but they can be taught to inform a responsible adult, like a teacher or parent, or even report it through appropriate channels if they're older.
Should it be mandatory for schools to teach students about rules and laws? Why or why not?
I believe it should. Schools are not just about academics. They prepare students to become responsible citizens. If children learn about civic responsibilities and legal awareness in school, they're more likely to grow into adults who respect the law and contribute positively to society.
Now listen carefully to the analysis and feedback. Let's start with part 1. Listen to how Daniel answers this simple question about his job. I currently work as a software engineer for a fintech company. My role involves developing applications that make online banking more secure and user-friendly. Now here's what makes this Band 9 level. First, notice the natural flow. Daniel doesn't just say, "I'm a software engineer," and stop. He builds on his answer, explaining what his role involves. This shows what we call extended discourse, the ability to develop your ideas naturally. Second, look at his vocabulary choices. He uses precise, topic-specific words like fintech and user-friendly. These aren't fancy words just for the sake of it. They're the exact terms a software engineer would actually use. This authenticity is what Band 9 candidates do differently. Third, see how he connects his ideas? He uses phrases like "over time I realized" to link his thoughts together. This creates what examiners call cohesion. Your ideas flow logically from one to the next. Now let's look at part 2, where Daniel talks about the plastic ban law. This is where many candidates struggle, but Daniel does brilliantly. He doesn't just describe the law, he tells a story. He explains how he first learned about it, how society reacted, and what the long-term impact has been. This narrative structure keeps the examiner engaged and shows sophisticated thinking. Notice his language variety too. He uses complex structures like, "At first, there was some resistance, but gradually the public started adapting." This isn't just good grammar. It shows he can express contrasting ideas smoothly, which is advanced language use. Part 3 is where Daniel really shines. When asked about teaching children about laws, listen to his approach. Absolutely. Rules and laws provide structure, and children need to understand early on why they exist. If children learn that laws are not just restrictions but ways of ensuring fairness and safety, they are more likely to respect them as they grow older. This is Band 9 thinking in action. Daniel doesn't just agree or disagree, he provides a reasoned argument with examples. He says children should learn laws perhaps around 6 or 7, and explains why this age makes sense. This specificity and logical reasoning is exactly what distinguishes top candidates. He also balances different perspectives. When discussing what children should do if they see law breaking, he acknowledges both sides. Yes, they should know what to do, but with caution. This nuanced thinking shows intellectual maturity. Now listen to the bonus tips I promised at the beginning of the video. So what can we learn from Daniel's performance? Here are the 4 secrets to Band 9 speaking. Secret 1. Think like a storyteller, not a test taker. Daniel doesn't just answer questions, he creates engaging narratives with beginning, middle, and end. His plastic band response follows a perfect story arc from introduction to current impact. Secret 2. Use vocabulary that fits your personality. Daniel's tech vocabulary feels natural because he actually works in technology. Don't memorize random advanced words. Develop vocabulary around topics you genuinely know about. Secret 3. Connect your ideas with sophisticated linking. Notice phrases like, that being said, on top of that, and to some extent. These aren't just fancy connectors. They show complex thinking relationships between ideas. Secret 4. Show intellectual depth through balanced arguments. Band 9 candidates don't just state opinions, they explore different angles, acknowledge complexities, and provide specific examples to support their points. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss 2 videos that I release weekly. All the best in your preparation.